Greetings and salutations, everybody. Hope you're doing well. This is just a real quick video of the instructions for this week. So, where's the button? There we go. Looking at the old Schoology for this week, there's a couple things I'm going to ask you to do. Number one, it looks like we are stuck in this situation for a while, where we'll have office hours throughout the week, and then here's the general lesson of what we're looking at. I kind of want to make these hours work for you. So the first thing I have up here is a survey. Real quick, I just kind of want to know what hours would work best for you. Everyone has a different crazy home situation right now. I'm aware. I'm using my time productively to grow out my locks, as you can tell. But yeah, what hours would work best for you? And hopefully you can make something that works for most of us. Second thing, to wrap up our talk about the Civil War, there's a quick video here from Crash Course. It is a through ed puzzle, so it will stop a couple of questions. I cannot recommend enough. Use Chrome. Chrome as your web browser seems to make things work a lot smoother. Sorry. So yeah, do that. If you're still having issues, let me know. Finally, there's an article here about why the Civil War still matters, written 150 years after the fact. Why should we still study this? Not this Wednesday, so not the 8th, but then on the 15th, we are actually going to start holding lessons, if you will, via the computer. Like, I'll be live and answering questions. I'm going to ask that most of you are there. For that lesson, for that meeting, I do want to have a discussion over this article. So if you come up with like 3 questions or 3 thoughts about what you thought or things that surprised you or popped out at you, that will make things go a lot smoother. Finally, I do want to keep up with the observations that we have been making in our journals here. And I've seen a couple. I haven't had a chance to really dive in quite yet. But I have seen some responses that you're just writing down stuff from the questions, and that's fine. But really, I kind of want to see what's going on in the world around you. So the rest of this video is going to be just some examples that I've personally done. Now, I almost should make a folder in here for just to show off my work, but I've been using the Twitter. So a couple of things that I do want to point out. So last April, actually the picture, I know it says April 2nd, but April 1st, I was just walking around as I want to do. I do live in Lidditz, as that picture might be able to tell you. But one thing that I thought was very interesting was the fact that they had closed down the plague. Well, they say the playground is open for business, but everything was roped off, which is definitely a very weird thing to see. Sign from the Parks Department here. Please use the park, but don't use the playground equipment. It hasn't been sanitized. It's kind of a sad thing to see. Obviously, very reasonable that we're looking at a public health issue here. But yeah, I was kind of shocked to see that happen. So that's my first journal here, if you will. The fact that throughout where I live, you're starting to see things like this, that the police are, playground equipment should be open and free for everybody. Well, here, no, not so much. So yeah, some of these things, especially as the news progresses, it's going to be kind of not happy, not thrilling. But however, there are some happy things going on throughout. So following that, on April 2nd, as I was listening to the radio, a little story came on from NPR saying, hey, because sports doesn't exist right now, what are we going to do? People have been following a YouTube channel lately where a gentleman does do marble races. Now, it does not sound that exciting. Let me tell you, if you start watching it, you will be hooked. Last year's NES class, I may have subjected them to this a couple of times for my pure amusement. And if you don't think I'm going to submit this or put a link on this in Schoology, you should be ashamed of yourself. But this, yes, because we don't have sports going on, there's other crazy alternatives going on. So the Marble League here, can I just tell you, highly entertaining, and it will just draw you in. Finally, my last journal, if you will, my last entry. Again, on the positive side, obviously, the people who impact us probably overall the most are our first responders, and I don't think the sound will play. I don't think you can hear it. But last Friday in my hometown here, the emergency, the police, the fire, the EMTs, they had a quote unquote parade through town. They went through every road pretty much and just did what you're seeing there. Just drove around with their sirens going, everything else. And it was really kind of neat to see people, from their windows as I am doing, and I am yelling out there, oh, someone's delivering the mail. Um, but just as a way to recognize them and also just to break some of the monotony that we were coming to, this being the third full, fourth full, I don't even know anymore, week of this. So there are bright side things. And it was a time to actually, recognize these first responders. So those are the kind of things I'm looking for when it comes to this journal. It doesn't have to be anything major, grandiose, but if you are taking pictures of things that are happening around, maybe you're finding just articles and you're sharing them. That's fine, but this is just for us to collect all of that stuff that's going on, whether it be negative, as some of it out there sounds like, but also the positive. What's making you happy, at least. So those are the things I'm looking for in these journals. But again, it's very open ended. So with that being said, again, hope you all are doing well. Wash your hands, and I will see you when I see you.